Hey guys, it's Edie in the kitchen today with Garden of Edie, and boy, are we gonna make something amazingly delicious and super nutritious. Can you take a wild guess? We are gonna make magical, miraculous mushroom stock. And you're saying, why is that magical and why is it miraculous? Well, first of all, mushrooms are miracle food for our bodies. They're filled with immune boosting properties. They're great anti-cancer, anti-diabetes. They have vitamin D, they have protein. They really have everything that your body needs, but you must eat them cooked. You can't eat them raw because they have something that's not so healthy in it, so you do want to cook them off. And I created this mushroom stock because it is beautiful for the fall, winter soups. You can put them in your soup instead of regular water. You can make a sauce with them. You can make your quinoa in it or any of your whole grains. You can use this mushroom stock for everything. I have about 1.5 pounds of portobello mushrooms, but I couldn't find portobello, so I just used the baby bella. These are my favorite 3 to use. And then I have some shiitake, that's about 8 ounces. And then another 8 ounces of just white button mushrooms. And did you know the white button mushroom is so healthy? It's like everyone says, do all these wild mushrooms. The white button mushroom is the bomb. First, just roughly chop. Go ahead and keep the stems. They're delicious in stock. I'm just putting just a little bit at a time, maybe halfway up the container. And then we're just gonna pulse. And look how easy that is. Now they're finely chopped and not pureed. And you continue with all the rest of the mushrooms until they're all finely chopped. We're not gonna put salt on this. We're not gonna put oil on this. We are just gonna roast these babies at 325 degrees for about 20 minutes. We're gonna turn them over halfway in between, just so they'll all get nice and toasty. Those flavors will just be so delicious. Now, if you don't have an oven this big or a sheet tray this big, you can use 2 different ones and just rotate them halfway through. Okay, don't laugh. I need a little help seeing inside this. But look, you can smell it. Look how deep brown they've gotten. We're just gonna flip them over a little bit and let them cook on the other side. See all the liquid that's come out and see how it's just melted into a much smaller amount. So you can see as it dries out, it gets darker and the flavors are concentrated. And this is what's gonna make for the most delicious stock. I'm gonna give it another 10 minutes and I think it'll be ready. This smells so delicious. I mean, I could just eat this whole thing right now, 3 pounds. This is a 5.5 quart pot. And I'm gonna pour enough water to cover it. And then I'm gonna put it to boil and turn it down to simmer, and we're gonna cook it for about an hour. It's been an hour and the stock has cooked really well. It smells so good. It's gonna make about 3 to 4 cups, and what I like to do is use a chinois or a china cap because it's very, very fine mesh and the liquid will go all the way through and the mushrooms won't. We're just gonna pour it in the chinois. Now, we're just gonna push on it. See how much liquid comes out? After this is completely strained, I'm going to put it either in ice cube trays, and I like that. Say you're just sauteing or dry sauteing vegetables and you need a little water. Why not put a tablespoon or 2 of mushroom stock to make the onions taste so good with the garlic and the mushroom flavor? Can you imagine? So I like to have some in these 2 tablespoon cubes. But sometimes a recipe will call for a cup of stock. So this is a really wonderful container, and each of these is 1 cup each. So that's a good idea. And lastly, when I make my big fall soups, it usually calls for about 5.5 pounds of squash and 4 cups of stock. And so then I put it in a 1 liter freezer safe container. So these are our choices. And this is how beautiful and perfect it is. Now say you want to make a sauce out of it. You would just take a little bit of it, add a little arrowroot, some fresh mushrooms and simmer it all down, maybe with some garlic or shallots. And then you could use that as a mushroom gravy. This mushroom stock really is marvelous, and it really is magical, not only to cook with, but for your body too. Please try it and let me know what you think.